You guys are fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm an uncle. Love being an uncle. It's the best. I'm a great uncle. I got a t-shirt that says great uncle. I bought it, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I love it. I got a bunch of nephews and nieces, but I definitely have a favorite. And I know you're not supposed to, but I do, for sure. He's 5 years old. His name's Baby James. Just got bunk beds, decided to let me know. Called me and FaceTimed me, and then took me on a tour of his bunk beds. He showed me the bunk beds, and then he goes, Uncle Josh, if you ever want to come over and spend the night, you can. That's what I did. I said, oh man, you're the best, buddy. And then he followed up with, but if you do, you have to sleep on the bottom bunk because you're too fat, you'll break the top bunk. And I was like, what? I go, who told you that? Who called me fat? Your mom called me fat? Your dad called me fat? He goes, no, Uncle Josh, I can just see that you're fat. I was like, you're my favorite, bro. You're my favorite. Forever. He knows I do comedy and he loves it. So he'll try to tell me jokes all the time. A lot of them are very bad jokes. But you gotta sit through it and listen. The last time I saw him, he goes, Uncle Josh, do you want to hear a joke? I was like, yeah, what do you got, buddy? And he goes, what did the ghost say when he went to your comedy show? Yeah, I was ready for it. Yeah, I was ready for it, but I gotta listen to him. I'm like, I know what you're gonna say. I go, what'd he say, buddy? He goes, boo, you stink. We want our money back. And I'm like, no, he didn't say that. Like at most he said boo, now I'm arguing with him over what the punchline should be. You're a better joke writer than the ghost, that's all. It's great. I got another nephew, he's 2, his name's Jackson. Pretty dope, just learning words and sentences though. Like he walked in one day, he goes, Uncle Gosh. I was like, well, it's Josh, dummy, but that's all right. He goes, Uncle Gosh. I go, what's up, dude? He goes, do you want to see my pee-pee? And I was like, nah, man, I'm good. And he goes, come outside and play with my pee-pee. And I go, no, man, I'm good. Like, I want to be the cool uncle, not the creepy uncle. Like, I'm good, dude. And then my brother looks at me, he goes, just go outside and see it. Don't be weird. I went, excuse me? He goes, it's not what you think, I promise. So I go outside with my nephew, and he points, not to his pee-pee, he points in the backyard where they built a teepee for him. But the kid's too dumb to pronounce T's, so he called it his pee-pee. I look at my brother, I go, you guys gotta get this figured out, man. He goes, what's the big deal? I go, well, he can't be at school telling his friends to come over and play with his pee-pee. Like, you guys are gonna be in trouble. And he can't go tell his teachers that I just went outside and played with his pee-pee also. Like, I'm gonna be in jail. Like, this is not gonna work for anybody. My one brother has 3 kids. He's got the 5-year-old, the 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And I love watching them. They're fun to watch, but I also know I'm always the last phone call to watch them. Because my brother will call, he'd be like, hey, can you watch the kids? I'm like, yeah, for sure, when? He's like, in an hour. And I'm like, oh, you went through everybody else? And now I'm your last choice? He's like, yeah, I called mom, I called my sister, I called everybody. I was like, I get it. And this is why I'm the last call. It's because a couple years ago something happened. It wasn't major. But I was watching the 5-year-old James when he was about 3, and my only rule for him, I go, is he potty trained? My brother says, yes, of course. I said, perfect, I'll watch him. I'm watching the 3-year-old, everything's fine. He goes, Uncle Josh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I go, perfect. He goes to the bathroom, everything's fine. About 10 minutes later, I hear, Uncle Josh, I'm done. I go, I'm proud of you, buddy. Nicely done, bud, I'll wait in here. Then he goes, no, Uncle Josh, I need your help. And I had no idea what it is. I'm an uncle. I didn't know what it could be. So I walk in. I go, what do you need, bud? He goes, I need help wiping my butt. And I was like, that is for sure not in the uncle jurisdiction. Like, no way. So I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to do it. And I did the only thing that I could. I threw him in the swimming pool. And I got a call from my brother the next day. He was not happy about that at all. He goes, did you throw my kid in the swimming pool? I go, yeah, how did you think his butt was gonna get clean, dude? I go, you lied to me. You told me he was potty trained. That includes butt wiping. What are you doing? So ever since that, I'll watch the kids, but they'll call me all the time. They'll call me, they're like, hey, are the kids all right? Are the kids alive? I'm like, yeah, you're definitely gonna get that phone call if one of them dies, for sure. I'm not gonna call you. Like, one time they called me and they're like, what are you guys doing? I was like, well, the 1-year-old's sleeping. The 5-year-old, the 2-year-old and I, we're just watching dominoes fall on YouTube. We've been watching it for like 2 hours. And he goes, they're into it? I go, they love it. He goes, you're into it? I go, yeah, I took an edible like 2 hours ago. And it is so much fun. He goes, wait, what did you just say? I said, well, which part? We're watching Domino's. He goes, no, did you say you took an edible? I go, yeah, how did you think I was gonna get through this, dude? He's like, I can't believe you. I go, I'm the last choice. You get what you get. And plus, you can build so many Lego cities on edibles. It's amazing. The kids are like, can we stop? I'm like, you haven't finished the village yet. Get back to work. Get back to work. I love it. There's a lot of parents in here, I heard, mixed parents, right? Yeah. I love it. I respect you parents because you have unconditional love for your kids. You love them 24/7 because you have to. And my love's a little different as an uncle. Like, my love is after 11 a.m. Like, that's when, like, they'll be like, hey, you want to come to my soccer game? I'm like, when is it? They're like, 8 a.m. I was like, so, nope, I'll wait till you're good enough to play later. If you're playing early, that means you're not very good yet. Like, that's just the way it works. Pro games are at 7 p.m. because they're good. Like, that's the way that works. And it's not totally my fault. It's because I got burnt. I got burnt once. My nephew was 10, and his name's Logan now, and he was 5 years old. I went to his t-ball game, woke up at 7 a.m., got my coffee, went to watch the game, and then this little mofo refused to play. And by refused to play, I mean he threw his glove over the fence, and he sat in the outfield, and he wouldn't move. And they had to carry him off the field, and I'm like, well, at least he'll bat. And he wouldn't even bat. He didn't do anything. And I was like, I went like 4 weeks in a row, and he did this 4 weeks in a row. And you're like, why would you go 4 weeks in a row? Well, because my brother is his dad and was also the coach, and I just got to yell at him to tell him to get his son in the game. So I heckled him for like 4 weeks straight, and he finally was like, please don't come back to any more games. I was like, I won't till they're older and better. How about that? So, I'm in my 40s. I love being in my 40s, but I'm starting to feel old. I have like subtle signs that I'm getting old. Like, I yelled at some kids for skateboarding in my driveway a couple weeks ago of a place I rent. I don't even own it. Because they were making too much noise. I said, hey kids, get your skateboards and get out of my driveway. They looked at me, they said, screw you, old man. They were like 20 also, they weren't even that young. I couldn't catch them either. I tried to catch them. Kids are fast on skateboards. I pulled my hamstring. I'm like, you guys won this round. Here's a good sign I'm getting old. This is a big sign. I lost my ID 6 months ago, and it hasn't stopped me from doing anything. I keep trying to give my ID to people. They're like, sir, you're fine. Move along, sir. And you're like, you sure you don't want to check it? Are you sure? By the way, if anybody calls you sir or ma'am, they're not checking it. You're too old to them. They don't care. I'm also at this age now. Maybe you guys can let me know, are you at this age? I get hurt more sleeping than I do awake. Yeah, I see a lot of people in here. Yeah, a lot of you're like, what did I do last night? Why does my neck hurt? Oh, that's right. I just slept. I did what I had to do. My pillow was too thick. Where are the people that take their own pillows on road trips? Make some noise. Take their own pillows. Yeah. A lot of you guys. I do too, and it's embarrassing. And just to let you know, everybody's making fun of us, but I don't care. Because one time I slept at a hotel and the pillows were too thick, and it wrecked me for like 2 weeks. And like another time, I had to sleep on a hoodie rolled up, and I was like, I'm taking my own pillow every time. I don't care who makes fun of me. It's worth it. I got hurt sleeping one time. Went to the doctor, I go, I got a pinched nerve. He goes, how'd you hurt it? Did you hurt it lifting weights? And I was like, oh, no, not really. Appreciate your confidence in me though, doctor. Appreciate that. He goes, well, how'd you hurt it? I go, I think I just hurt it sleeping. He goes, what happened? I go, well, I woke up facing the opposite way that I started. Now, I don't know if that's happened to you since you were 6 years old. You wake up, you thought you get kidnapped. You're like, oh, I'm just upside down in my own bed. He goes, well, how'd you hurt it? Do you like hurt it on a couch? I was like, no. He goes, a plane? I go, no, just my own bed. He's like, is it an old bed? I go, no, it's pretty new. I just toss and turn too much. And he goes, yeah, man, you can't do that anymore. I go, what? He goes, yeah, you can't sleep anymore. I go, all right. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, let me guess, do you sleep on your side? I said, yes. He goes, you're too old for that. And I said, I don't think that's very professional for you to roast me as my doctor, sir. He goes, no, I'm not trying to do that. This is what happens. You sleep on your side, you'll throw your hips all out of whack, you get lower back pain, and you'll get headaches. Some of you just learned something, you're welcome. So I look at him, I go, all right, well, if I'm not supposed to sleep on my side, how am I supposed to sleep then? He goes, you're just supposed to lay straight on your back and move as little as possible. I go, so I'm just getting ready for my coffin already? That's what we're doing at 45 years old? Do I gotta sleep arms crossed also? Because I don't know if you ever walked in on someone sleeping straight on their back and not moving, but they look terrifying. They look like a serial killer. Some of you are with those people. Watch your back. I recently found out I'm too old for Las Vegas. All right, here we go, all right. I love Las Vegas. If I could do Las Vegas in like 6 hours and be out of there, I'd love Las Vegas. But this was the moment I found out. My buddy won a bunch of money. He goes, hey man, we're gonna go to a nightclub. Do you wanna go? And I go, well, can I wear sweats? He goes, no, dude, you won't get in. I was like, that's kind of the point. But this is the moment that I found out I was too old. We were at the nightclub, the waitress comes up, she's like, sir, can I get you anything? And I was like, well, is there any way you can get the DJ to turn the music down? And she goes, what? I go, yeah, we're trying to have a conversation. There's no reason the music needs to be that loud. Can you just have him turn it down? And she goes, no, sir. But what I can do is I can get you earplugs. And I was like, okay. And I bought earplugs at a nightclub in Las Vegas. And that was the moment I go, oh man, I'm getting old. Because like, if you're buying earplugs at a club in Vegas old, like that's pretty old. And just to let you know, they were $48. They weren't cheap. She came back with a receipt. I go, oh, is this for like all the drinks? She goes, no, those are just the earplugs. So I wear them all the time. I'd have them in right now if I wasn't doing this. That Vegas trip, I did something I'm probably going to do for the rest of my life. And some of you will hear this tonight, and you will also do it. I went up to security. I go, hey, will you come kick me out in like 20 minutes? Some of you guys are on board. And he goes, why? I go, because it's 1 a.m. I'm at this bachelor party. I'm drunk. I want to go home, but my friends they won't let me leave. And he goes, all right. And he comes over 20 minutes later and he gets in my face. He goes, hey man, you gotta go. And my friends huddle around. They're like, why? What did he do? I go, yeah, what did I do? He goes, he knows what he did. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm out of here. All my friends were chiming in. All my friends are chiming in like, hey man, what did you do? I was like, I don't know, this guy's just a jerk. I have no idea. But I'll meet you at the next place. I'm just laying in bed all night. And here's the best part of the whole thing is when that happens, you don't have to pay the tab. Yeah, you get kicked out before the tab comes. Buddies are like, yo, it's funny. I go, I got kicked out pretty early. I'm pretty sure we're good. My favorite part about that is you don't just have to do that in Las Vegas. You can do it anywhere. I was at IKEA with this girl like 2 months ago. I was like, hey, will you come get me out of this in a couple, like 20 minutes, please? I can't even figure out how to get out of here. I don't know. You can go to your nephew's baseball game and have the ump kick you out 20 minutes. I got endless examples, but I won't do it. I hate saying this next part, but I took a private jet home from Las Vegas that trip. And I know what it sounds like. But first of all, it wasn't my private jet. My buddy won a bunch of money. He goes, hey man, we're going to take a private jet home. Do you want to jump on the jet? I go, yeah, of course. He goes, can you cancel your flight? I'm like, yeah, I'm on Spirit Airlines. Like, I have no problem canceling my $49 flight to ride a private jet. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, right? Exactly. And I don't know if you guys have ever ridden a private jet, but I have, like I said, and sorry, that's so stupid. I don't know what to say. Like, we liked it until the private jet bit, but that's fine. So if you've never been on one, the best thing about it is you don't go through TSA. You don't go through security. But the worst part about it is not all private jets are big, and I didn't know that because I watch rap videos, and a lot of them are big. But my buddy didn't have rap video money. I guess he just had regular jet money, because I would be honest, it was more like a 6-seater plane. It was We got on this thing, and my head could touch the top of the ceiling. And I could reach over, and my buddy was there, and my buddy was there, and my other buddy was there. And I realized that we were sitting that close together for when the plane started taking off and doing this. That was so we could all pray together that we would make it. The whole time I'm like, God, I just wish I was on Spirit Airlines. And you never wish you were on that. I love it. I joke around about being old, but I'm in my 40s. I know that's not that old. Like, I know it's like, it's in the middle, whatever. I know I'm not old yet because I don't like fall asleep in public yet. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait for that day. I was at the DMV and this guy was sleeping for an hour and a half. And I was like, God, I want that. I want that so bad. He doesn't even need a pillow. He's just sitting there sleeping. I'm also not like, go up to you and tell you random facts age. Like, old people love to tell you random facts that you don't need. Like the guy, if a guy went to a Guns N' Roses concert in 2003, like he'll let you know. This is a good example. I had this girl, she's in my building, a lady, she's in her 70s, and she walked up to me not too long ago and goes, just to let you know, there's 6 butterfly over there. And I was like, okay. I don't know what to do with that information. And then she goes, also to let you know, when butterfly meet, they mate, and they fly together forever. I was like, oh, that's very sweet, but I still don't know what to do with that information. And she got me because I did a deep dive on butterflies. And she lied. She made it up. It's not even a true thing. And what else? Butterflies only live for 14 days, so that's not even that long. I learned way too much about butterflies. And I thought about it, like, that's only something you can do if you're in your 70s. Like, if I walked up to you tomorrow, so I was like, hey, just to let you know, there's 6 butterfly over there. You'd be like, I think I'm gonna get a restraining order. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I recently had this happen. I don't know if you guys have had this happen yet. I was older than my doctor for the first time. Some of you guys are there, you're like, oh, this is not good. I'm on the other side of things. And it wasn't like Doogie Howser. Like, it wasn't like this kid beat all the school and he's just there. But he started to give me advice. He's like, you need to eat healthier. You should probably drink a little less. I was like, maybe you need to get off TikTok before you give me advice. Sir, I want some established guys. I love it. There's a lot of ladies here. Well, there's a lot of both, but most of you are here because a lady in your group planned it. I mean, there's gonna be 1 or 2 guys that'll be like, no, I planned it, but the majority of it is the lady planned it. You did? You planned it? Okay, so you're one of the few dudes that did. We just don't plan as well as ladies do. Like, they plan better. Like, guys are really good at bachelor parties and fantasy football drafts. Like, we crush it at that. But we don't follow through as much. We're like not as considerate. Like, you ladies plan better. You follow through. Like, if it's your friend Jenny's birthday in 4 months and 19 of you RSVP on Facebook, like all 19 of you will show up. And that's amazing. We're like, not dudes. Like, if it's my buddy Steve's 40th birthday next Saturday and I go out drinking Friday, like, I'm probably not gonna be at his birthday. I'll be like, I'll get you when you're 50. Like, I don't care. He doesn't care. Here's a story that shows you how sweet you ladies are versus guys also. This girl, she told me to close my eyes, and I did because I trust you ladies, because you're sweet. I knew her, so it's not that weird. But she goes, close your eyes. And I closed my eyes, and then she reached over and she grabbed an eyelash off my face.
Oh, wow.
And she goes, now make a wish. And I thought about it, and I made a wish, and I blew the eyelash, and it was freaking magical, you guys. My wish was to never go hiking again. That was my wish. So far, I've died. But then I thought about it, like, that's only something you ladies can do, because you're sweet. We can't do that as dudes. Like, if my buddy walks up to me tomorrow, he goes, yo, bro, close your eyes. Yeah, look, you're getting uncomfortable just me talking about it. You'd be like, why? He's like, I'm gonna get that eyelash off your face. Like, there's no way he's not hitting you in the stomach. I won't even put Visine in my eyes around my friends. That's how little I trust these dudes. Here's another story that shows how sweet you ladies are. Maybe crazy on this one. You could say crazy or sweet, you can decide. My friend Stephanie said she went out to her car at 6 a.m. before work and had a note and a cupcake from her friend Jill. Yeah, you say, oh. I said, why? I said, why would you do that? She said, for no reason. I said, what the note said? It said, have a great day at work, love you. And all you girls are like, oh. Like, that's normal in your world. We can't do that as dudes. If I go out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. before work, and I have a note and a cupcake from my buddy Brian, I'm like, I think Brian wants to hook up with me. I'm pretty sure. Either that or he did something to the cupcake and he's trying to murder me. Either way, I don't know. Oh man, you guys are fun. I love doing comedy. I do comedy in San Diego, and every once in a while I'll get recognized, and it's a good feeling. It's cool when somebody recognizes you. One time this guy saw me, he goes like, oh, you're the comedy guy. I was like, yeah, I was very flattered. And he goes, I come to your shows all the time. I go, that's really cool, thank you. And then he goes, you got me through like a really tough time in a relationship one time. I would come to your comedy, it got me through like a really tough time. I was like, that's amazing. I go, is that true? He goes, no, man, I'm just kidding with you. And I go, oh, that's so mean, man. I don't know why you felt like you should tell me that. He's like, well, you're a comedian. Like, you get it, right? And then he goes, but I will tell you something. He goes, you really are my favorite comic. And I was like, oh, really? Is that true? He goes, no, dude. Like, what do you? He's like, I like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. I was like, all right, you don't need to do that. So because of that, I got these koozies made that says Josh Nelson is not my favorite comedian. Just in case that's how you feel. And if you are my favorite, you can just cross out not. It's not that hard. I'll leave you with these. I love my parents. My parents are the best. But they're getting their 70s. They're just getting that age where you can't tell them anything. Like a real conversation with my dad. I was like, Dad, you can't do that. He goes, I'll do what I want. And you're like, all right, I can't argue with that logic. My dad will pack a cooler everywhere he goes. Sounds great? Yeah, if you're going to like a park or a baseball game. You say grocery store? Well, yeah, so that's my dad. I was like, that's what happened. I go, Dad, we can't tailgate here. He goes, why? I go, it's Costco, Dad. Like, we can't tailgate at Costco. And he goes, why not? Your mom's gonna be in there shopping for hours and then drink some beer. Yeah, I love this guy. And I'm not gonna lie, he was right. Like, we had like 4 or 5 dads join us. We tailgated. He goes, go get the hot dogs, boys. Let's make this official. I love it. This is like your life over here. These guys are like, we had a cooler right before the show. But they embarrass me. My parents are the only ones in my life that embarrass me. I'm a comic. My friends don't embarrass me, but my parents embarrass me. It started, my dad used to drive my brother and I to school every day in high school when I was 16. And then my dad, we'd get out of the car and he would honk the horn for a minute straight. And we would hide, just walk away in shame, just so embarrassed. And then every day he'd get out of the car, he'd be like, hey boys, you forgot your lunch. But we never forgot our lunch. This was a fake lunch sack that he had just to mess with us. And he'd be in his pajamas, of course, every day. And we're like, oh my God, it's just high school. We'll be over it, we'll get over it. And I realized I'm never gonna get over it. My mom's one of these ladies who takes pictures not with her phone or a camera. She takes pictures with her iPad. Have you seen these ladies? Every picture, she just looks like this. She's like, I'm gonna need another one. I'm like, no you won't, Kathy, put it away. No you won't. The biggest way my parents embarrass me is the way they dance. My parents dance together, they'll be at a wedding, they have one dance move, it's called a bump. They'll do this move for like 6 minutes of a song, where they just hip check each other for the whole time, and then they'll find us in the crowd and they'll point, they'll go, the kids are right there, honey, the kids are right there, the kids are right there. And we're just hiding in shame. And I'm finally, as I'm getting older now, I'm realizing why parents do this to their kids. They do this to pay them back for all the stuff that we put them through. And if you're a parent, like, you keep doing that to your kids. Please, yeah, it's amazing. And then I thought about, like, I can't wait to do that to my kids when I have kids, but it's gonna be way worse because the music we listen to. Like, you're gonna be at a wedding with your wife just like grinding away, just grinding away. Where are the kids? The kids are right there, honey. They're right there, right there. Your wife's gonna be twerking like Miley Cyrus. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you. That was my time. Enjoy Mount Hall. Thank you so much. One more time for Josh Nelson.